you think of that, you instantly start to think of the different things you belong to. So we belong to our schools and our school community. We belong to our families and our family name. We belong to our group of friends, and we belong to our football teams and our dance teams and all the various different clubs and talents and gifts that we go out and show. We usually belong to something to do with them. The other thing that we belong to is the family of God. We belong to Jesus. Now Jesus looks at each and every one of us and he says, "You are mine. You are my precious one. You are my little one. You are my beautiful one." And Jesus loves all of us because we are all part of his family, and he loves each of us equally. Now, when we think about belonging or what something is worth, we often go into a shop, don't we? And you instantly look at the sweets and you see, okay, how much is this Mars bar worth? It's about 85p, maybe £1. And then you go across the way and we get to the milk, £1.50, maybe £2. Go a bit further on and we get to the pizzas. They're getting a bit more expensive now. These are like £3. Go to the toy store down the road or to the local shopping centre and we look at phones and laptops and computers and TVs, and they're worth like hundreds of pounds. And we can tell because everything has its own price tag. Everything is worth something. Now Jesus actually puts a price tag on all of us as well. He puts a price tag on our hearts and tells us how much we are worth to him. And actually, just in case we didn't hear Jesus the first time, St. Paul then tells us again in his letter to the Galatians. So let's have a listen to that letter to the Galatians and see how much Jesus loves us. What is the price that he pays for us? A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Galatians. So that it is no longer I who live, but it is Christ who lives in me. This life that I live now, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave his life for me. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The price that Jesus puts on our hearts is a cross. It's not a number, it's not a pound sign, it's not a dollar sign, it's no amount that we can ever pay back. Jesus puts a cross on our hearts. He died on that cross and said, "This pays in full. This is what you are worth to me." We are loved more than we will ever know by someone who died to know us, who died to be with us, and who died to love us. That is the price that Jesus puts on us, because we belong to him and we are part of him. So for our activity today, we're going to make those price tags. So we'll all get a price tag with a cross in our heart. Much like I said there, that's the price he puts on our hearts. And we're going to cut these out, we're going to colour them in, and we're going to write our names in this bottom section. And then we're going to do something with them. And this is completely up to you and your class. What do you want to do? Do you want to turn them into a keychain that you attach onto your bag or your lunchbox? Do you want to turn it into a necklace that you wear around school to remind you what you're worth and how special you are? Do we want to add it to part of our RE display? Or do we want to put it somewhere around school to show the whole of our community how much we are worth and how much Jesus loves us. Because he paid the same price for all of us. He went and died on a cross because he loves us so much. Because we are precious and we are God-given and we are loved and we are lovable. So, take your price tag, colour it in, make it yours, make it your own price tag, let it represent you, a little bit like the activities we've done over the last few weeks. They've all been about how special and individual we all are, and how each of us is a special member of God's family and we're all different. So make your price tag different as well. Because you are different to the person next to you. But the price Jesus paid was the same for all of us. He doesn't put £1 or £5 or £10 or £1,000 on our price tag. He puts a cross on our price tag. I'm Chris, the High Peak Chaplain. God bless.